So why do we work so hard and go to school and work so hard to get good grades so we can get a good job and go to work for a major corporation and get proficient at a skill and then get involved with a professional organization and get professionally designated and get licenses and certifications? It's to make money, isn't it? I mean, it takes money to put a roof over your head and put food on the table and buy nice things, get a nice car, be able to go on a 2-week vacation a year. It's all about money. I'd like to share that the educational system in this country and the professional organizations really are designed to turn most people into good little employee and worker bees. Now, there's nothing wrong with being an employee and working for somebody else. I did it for 40 years of my life before I started up my own business. And I worked very, very hard. I sacrificed a ton. I gave up weekends. I worked years on end without vacations and sold my soul to the company store, so to speak. Now, hopefully, those of you watching this have not done what I did, but I'd like to suggest that the people in this world who have created true wealth for themselves and their loved ones, and more importantly, created time freedom to actually enjoy that wealth, have done that through building very successful businesses or becoming really successful real estate investors with real estate portfolios, and not through what I would call the 40 or 50-year plan, which is work for somebody else, try and save the little bit that's left at the end of every month in a 401k plan, and hopefully let that grow over time to fund retirement. I'm a very strong proponent of entrepreneurism and having an idea and bringing it to market and creating a business around that really helps other people solve problems and needs in their lives. And what I did and what I've seen a lot of other people do is they go to school, they get highly educated, they spend an inordinate amount of their professional lives becoming professionals, professionally designated. I became a MAI designated member of the Appraisal Institute, or licensed. I became a California certified general real estate appraiser, and I had a license that went along with that. Or they get certifications by Microsoft or Dell or whatever, and they become highly skilled and highly specialized and very professional. However, they don't really create true wealth, which in my opinion, the best way to do that is by creating a business and building a successful business. Now, that business could be in the professional arena. I built a very successful commercial real estate appraisal business. It could be in the medical field as a dentist or a doctor, build up a medical practice or a group of medical practices. It could be with manufacturing a new product that you've come up with an idea to satisfy a demand and a need out there in the marketplace. It could be selling other people's products, which either deliver them through Amazon or drop ship. There's a ton of different ways to build businesses today. And The purpose of this video is not to go through absolutely every way to build a business, but to just try and broach the subject with you to say, if you aren't thinking about building your own business, I think you should be. If you're working for somebody else, I think you should be spending a certain amount of your time on the side, building a side hustle, or planning your escape from corporate America and launching into business for yourself, hopefully as an entrepreneur, not as a technician / professional turned self-employed professional, which is actually worse than working for somebody else. I coach small business owners, several of which are self-employed. They don't have employees. That is a jump in their mental paradigm that they need to make to really start thinking as a business owner, hey, maybe I shouldn't try and do everything in the business myself. Maybe I should hire people, train them and delegate them, document our business processes, have those people use these documented business systems to run the business on my behalf. So if you're working for someone else and not investing in your own entrepreneurial education, if you don't have a side hustle and you're working for someone else, I highly recommend you explore it. There's some really great books on my reading list on my website at calvincummings.com. And there's certainly never been a better time than now to start your own business online. I'm actually doing it at the age of 72 and having a fair amount of success. In the last year or so, I've made over $40,000 with coaching, business coaching. Just gotten another coaching client for nearly $5,000, what I would call somewhat high ticket coaching. But, the ability to develop a online course, a membership site or community, write an ebook that you might self-publish, create a marketing agency, learn a skill and then apply that, develop a client base, build a business system around it and hire and outsource the functions of that business. There's never been a greater time than now to do that. I think it's Forbes just came out with their new list of billionaires. And when I was growing up, that wasn't even a term. People spoke in terms of tens or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, certainly not billions and trillions of dollars, terms that are being thrown around today, which really boggles the mind to even think of that much wealth, that much net worth. And I'm not suggesting that you aspire to be a billionaire, but I do suggest that you aspire to be a millionaire, or better yet, a multimillionaire. Developing a business that's valuable and sellable, that also is stress-free because you have actually systemized the business. You have a team of employees and contractors and vendors who run your systems, run your business for you. Having a management team or a leadership team that manages the different functional areas of your business so that you don't have to be the central point of contact for everybody in your company is something that's really worthwhile to explore and then pursue. I think of people that are well known, whether it's Michael Dell with Dell Computers or Bill Gates with Microsoft. Some of the people currently in power in this country that built their fortunes through real estate or a personal brand. And I've just gotten started on YouTube, but there's more millionaires being created on YouTube today than at any time in history. More small businesses, part-time and full-time on YouTube. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal opportunity. I just watched a video of what it takes to set up a YouTube studio for less than $1,000 with a camera that I actually have. I'm not using it for this video, but a Sony camera and a tripod and a light box with a stand. It's really amazing, and YouTube is free. As a platform, you don't have to spend any money hardly to go on and upload videos. So most people have a passion, something that they're passionate about, or something that they're very interested in learning about. I have a buddy who happens to be an outdoorsman and a hiker, and developed a blog around gas-fired camping stoves for people that hike and camp, and had, I think at one point, 30,000 monthly visitors to his website, looking at the information that he was putting out on a very, very narrow niche, which was these gas-fired camping stoves. And so it doesn't matter what you're interested in. You may have something that you've actually developed some skill in. In my case, there's two things. One is I was very successful in building several different businesses, the last one of which I actually owned and was able to sell successfully. But I was able to help grow and monetize a couple other businesses very, very significantly. The most recent to $100 million and another one to $800 million. So, but I'm also a passionate pocket billiards or pool shooter. Now, I'm not going to try and monetize that. That's a hobby that I enjoy, and there's other hobbies that I'd like to pursue, like painting and gardening and hiking, cycling, writing. But I made my wealth building a relatively small professional services business in the commercial real estate appraisal space. And I initially, in the genesis of that business, did not know what I was doing. I had to self-educate myself, and I did. I read books. I got involved with coaches and coaching programs. I went to seminars and webinars and hired people that were smarter than me and more knowledgeable than me to help me in areas of the business that I needed help in, whether that was marketing or recruiting or benefits, compensation plans and benefits administration. And over a period of a few years, over a period of 3 years, I took it from a 6 to a 7-figure business. And then over another 8 years, took it to nearly $2 million in revenue and sold it for a very, very healthy 7-figure all cash payday. The problem was that I didn't get started in business until I was 50. And truth be told, I didn't really start scaling my business until I was 60. So that payday for me came at the age of 70. I've talked to several people in the last 2 days that are potential small business coaching clients, and had a conversation today with somebody that would like me to come and actually speak at a professional conference in the industry that I participated in for 40 years. And I had to share that what I'm most passionate about and what I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to convey and educate, teach, hopefully motivate, is how to help people become business owners and build and scale businesses relatively quickly and successfully, businesses that are valuable and sellable and stress-free because they're systemized and they don't depend on the owner as the primary technician or professional or salesperson. There's a team of people involved. And the owner, who once was a professional, is now a strategic business owner. And my goal for the rest of my life is to help as many small business owners build truly successful businesses as early as possible in their lives so they can sell those businesses and reap the rewards financially and have the time and the time freedom as a result of that wealth to be able to do things that they wouldn't otherwise if they were chained to a desk with a corporation for 65 years of their life. And I truly believe from the bottom of my heart and the core of my being that there has never been a better time to start your own business than right now in April of 2025, leveraging social media, leveraging artificial intelligence, leveraging all of the tools that are available today. I mean, COVID absolutely changed the landscape of how business is done. And AI is coming into the equation and changing the landscape. Social media platforms like YouTube, like Twitter and X, Instagram, TikTok, totally changing and leveling the playing field. 10 years ago, there was just a couple people on YouTube that had 1 million subscribers. Now there's 23,000 YouTube channels with 1 million subscribers. Now I'm just approaching 100 subscribers. I just checked before I went on this video and I've got 98 subscribers. So if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. So anyway, I guess I'm making a plea to those of you who are watching and listening that if you don't have your own business, one that you own and control, give it serious consideration. You can build a business today around something that you're passionate about. Something maybe you have skill and experience, real world experience in, where you can share what you've learned, your wisdom with other people, which is what I'm trying to do in the small business entrepreneurial space, primarily for professional services businesses, but the concepts, the principles apply to any type of business. But I'm not trying to take people somewhere where I haven't been. I grew a business from nothing to 2 million and sold it for a very healthy 7-figure all cash payday. I can teach you how to do that. I can help you do that. That's what I bring to the table. What you have may be entirely different, but it doesn't make it less important. You may not have skill and experience yet. The beauty of social media today and YouTube is you can go onto YouTube and you can chronicle your journey. Perhaps you want to make leather wallets. I have one of my very first subscribers and a person that commented on my first video goes by the nickname of Turtle. Wonderful man. And he does woodworking and leatherworking. I've gone to his channel and watched him. I think it's called Rustic Roots. But if there's something that you're passionate about, that you're excited to learn more about, you can chronicle your journey here on YouTube. just like I'm not only trying to teach and train and help people become more successful small business owners, but also chronicling my journey as a new YouTuber, really 2 weeks into it. 2 weeks ago today, Thursday, 2 weeks ago, I posted my first video. This is video number 13. And, I have 40 some watch hours and nearly 100 subscribers. To get monetized, I need 1,000 subscribers, so 10 times what I have now, and 100 times the watch hours that I have now. And I'm trying to improve every time that I get in front of the camera in a lot of different ways. But the most important thing I want to get across is from the bottom of my heart, and it's because I didn't do it. And I struggled so much in my life working for the man, working for the big, now global corporations in downtown Los Angeles, and sold my soul to the company store, as the old saying or song goes. And I don't wish that on anybody. There's nothing wrong with that. And you may have a family and children and enjoy what you do and make a good living at it and have work-life balance and are able to take nice vacations and, be able to provide for your family and your children, pursue your hobbies. And if that's the case and you're in that E quadrant, what Robert Kiyosaki in his cash flow quadrant calls the E or employee quadrant, and it's working for you, God bless you. If you're down in the S quadrant, the self-employed quadrant, and you've developed a lifestyle business that meets your needs and is going to provide for your retirement someday, and you're comfortable and you are secure and you really believe that there's a high probability that you're going to be able to meet your retirement goals, and you want to work for yourself without a lot of employees, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to say there is. But for a few of us, if we can move up into the B quadrant, the business owner quadrant, where you don't have a job or own a job, but you actually own a systemized business that's owner independent, there is the opportunity to create true wealth and time freedom and allow you to move down into the I quadrant, the investor quadrant, where you actually own assets that work for you, whether that's real estate or stocks or bonds or whatnot. And for a lot of people up in the S quadrant and the E quadrant, the employee quadrant, and the S self-employed quadrant, they're not able to get over into the I quadrant real easily or very successfully. So I'm going to close this video out and just say that if you have thought about starting up your own business, but have been afraid and don't feel it's a real possibility, and you need somebody to come alongside to help you and encourage you and show you the way, please reach out. Go to my website at calvincummings.com. Learn a little bit more about me and what I offer with my coaching programs. If you have moved into the S quadrant and are self-employed, or you've actually transitioned up into the B quadrant and actually have the beginnings of a business, a real business with employees and staff, but are struggling and don't know where to tweak it, don't know what the solutions are for the issues and challenges and struggles that you're having, reach out. There is help. I've been through most of it, not maybe everything, but I can point you to resources. But I've been through most of the challenges that most small business owners go through, and I've learned the tricks of the trade in terms of professional management systems and business operating systems. So anyway, I just want to encourage you, for those of you who might have an entrepreneurial urge, it's a worthy thing to pursue, but it's not easy, and it helps to get educated and actually have help on that journey. So with that, I want to thank you. And if you want to learn how to systemize your business, why don't you check out this video up here that I posted a few days ago. It's one of my most watched videos, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video, what you may be struggling with, and let me know if you're somebody who either has a business or have thought about it but have struggled with the thought of actually launching out and starting a business of your own, whether that's a side hustle, something on the side, or something that might replace a corporate job. I'd love to help. Thanks for watching.